Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Ghoul, and welcome back to the Hidden Hueco Academy podcast, aka the HHA. And we are back for episode 7 to talk about some more gaming news. Woo! Let me go ahead and introduce you to my co-host, Diabolic Hollow. Go ahead, tell the people who you are. I mean, they already know who you are. It's episode 7. Y'all know.
What's good? We got I'm excited about this podcast. I mean, I think isn't this our official first actual recording?
Yes, sir. Happy New Year.
Yeah. The last one was recorded before New Year's, and it was my fault. I took too long editing it. But yeah, this is our official New Year, first of the year podcast.
Hooray!
Lucky number 7. Or unlucky, I guess, but either or.
Right.
Depends on what you look at it.
Yeah.
And we have, for our special guest this episode, you guys caught him on the last podcast. He is the myth, the legend. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Mac is back, baby. Mac tier. Otherwise known as Crackosaurus Rex. But in light of recent events, I may be laying down that title for obvious reasons.
Shout out to all the fathers.
No Confederate flags in my house, I promise.
And,
Anyway, we'll scoot along.
yeah. All right, y'all. Nice to see you guys again. Happy New Year's. This is the first podcast of the New Year's. So let's go ahead and get the ball rolling and let's get into these topics. Just some small things to start out first. Just get a little taste on your tongue or something. Call of Duty Cold War Free Access Week. Today is the 5th.
You just said get a good taste.
It's a good taste. It's a little taste. It's a Free Access Week. When you Call of Duty Cold War multiplayer? Zombies? It's zombies.
Continue.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, zombies?
So an article was released by James Matone. I guess he's like a developer at Activision or something. The article came out around January 11th. So apparently Microsoft, they're making Cold War, the zombies mode, have free access for the weekend. I think it's from January. Yeah, it should be from January 14th until the 21st.
That's tomorrow as we're recording this.
Yep.
Wait, no,
it's
that's
the 15th.
today,
So
Yep, today's the 15th.
That's today.
As of
shit.
this recording.
Ooh, that means I'm downloading it and expect to see a video on my channel for sure.
Hey, I have that shit downloaded. You can thank my
yes,
little brother
sir.
for buying
So
it.
if you are a Microsoftie yourself, you can go ahead and clock in those hours on Call of Duty Zombies there.
Yeah, be a good test to see if I actually want to buy the game too.
Yeah.
And the plus is that your whatever progress you have in the multiplayer for zombies will carry over if you buy the full game. So that is a plus as well.
Ooh. Oh yeah, it is crossplay, isn't it? So we can
Yeah,
all
it's
play.
just like Modern Warfare, which was already perfect in my opinion, but I know that's not what we're talking about, so I'll shut up.
And in other Microsoft news, I thought this was pretty cool, mainly because it includes my two favorite things: Xbox controllers and the color red. The new Microsoft has released a new Xbox controller. It should be dropping on February 9th for $64.99. It is called the Pulse Red Edition. Looks pretty cool. There should be a link there in the Discord, but it can be used with the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, all Xbox One consoles. I don't know why that's kind of pretty redundant. Windows 10.
That actually looks really
that shit looks
fire.
sexy, and it's compatible with Android devices.
Wait, I don't.
And you can also, I think a gimmick with it too is that you can also like switch in between like different platforms. So if you know anything about using a fucking PS4 controller on a PC, you have to know that you have to desync it from your PlayStation, reconnect it to your laptop. Sometimes your laptop freaks out because it's not, recognizing the controllers. You have to apparently with this controller, you're not really supposed to be getting any of that. So keep a lookout for Microsoft in this post Red edition. You guys excited for this? Would you cop this? I know you guys got Xbox.
I might cop this considering that I'm already having issues with the base Series X controller that came with my consoles.
Oh really? What's going
on? Here I can actually pair it up. Some of the A button and the X button, sometimes it feels like it sticks or the inputs don't match up well. We were playing like a shit ton of fighters earlier, and it felt like the D-pad was really unresponsive. And I was just in training mode, just trying out combos.
Yeah.
It felt like the D-pad was just unresponsive, trying to input like quarter circle, back 2 or something.
Yeah.
And nothing would happen. I mean, other than that, those have been like the only issues besides like it sometimes randomly desyncing, but I haven't had that issue pop up in like a week or two.
Holy shit.
I don't know what it is. I have bad luck when it comes to Xbox controllers apparently, so I might look into this more myself personally.
I'll say I might not always get stocked up on a lot of controllers, but every time I do see like a really cool design, I might snag it. And I know, AK, you've been over to my place, so you've seen some of my controllers, like you've seen my wife's controller. And I actually might get this for my collection. I was using the Elite controller, the first iteration of it, for a long time, but I just kind of gave up on it because I got sick of the stick drift issues. It just, no matter what I did, it just seemed like I was always having to adjust the dead zone in every one of my games, and it just got to a point to where I literally just ordered a Series X controller to use on my Xbox One, and I haven't regretted it since. So I've been kind of actually waiting for more flashy controllers, if you will, like for the new series.
Schemes.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I know they temporarily paused it, but the Microsoft, I can't remember what the program was called, but where you could like go onto Microsoft's website and like customize your own controller. I think it was like maybe $10 extra.
Labs or
yeah, like Controller Labs, I think is what it was. And you could actually, it's not up right now.
You could do it even through the Xbox itself. Whereas, like, if you go to the Microsoft store, there would be a whole separate tab that you go through, and you could choose all like what button colors you want, what color scheme you want.
Yeah, from the D-pads to the thumbsticks to the like you said, like the actual buttons themselves. It was really, really nifty.
It was like $80 or $90 though.
Yeah, it was a little pricey. Like that was really the main thing that kept me away from it.
You are getting like a custom controller.
Yeah,
somewhat, so.
I thought it was fair for the most part, but I mean at the same time, it's not like I have a need for a lot of different controllers. So, but with me planning on getting a Series X soon, when the stocks decide to hit back in, that's something I've been keeping an eye out for as well. But no, man, that red controller looks fucking badass. That makes me moist.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, looking at this controller, because I have a red PS4 controller, and I don't have an Xbox One X or Xbox One S. I don't really have any Xbox consoles, but I'm not gonna lie, I might just cop it just to flex, because this shit, anything red, I'm a sucker for. So this is pretty cool. So keep a lookout for that if you need a new controller. And then going on to the freebie news, something really quick. Just the PlayStation Plus and Xbox free games for the month. For January, you got Maneater PS5 version. PlayStation's free games for January will be Maneater, the PS5 version, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, PS4, Greedfall. I don't know anything about that.
I feel like I heard that was notable somewhere, but it just didn't really pique my interest. But now that it's free, I might give that a free install.
Right.
I know it's like a RPG kind of.
Yeah, that's what
thing.
it looks like. It looks like some Origins type stuff, AC Origins type stuff. Microsoft news, your free games for you Sony Microsoft fanboys there. Little Nightmares, Dead Rising, King of Fighters, what is that, 13? King of Fighters 13.
Ooh.
And Breakdown. I don't know. I've never really been too big into King of Fighters, maybe because it's been a long time since I played one, but that's what you...
They're making a new one. 15's on its way out soon. I would say within at least like the next year or two.
Okay.
Or so.
Well, keep a lookout for that one. I'm not too familiar with the series, so I don't really got shit to say about that. But
yeah, I suck at fighters, so that's
you
gonna
just
go
need
under
to
the
practice. I think that's just your fault. You don't be practicing. All right, but let's get into the main topics of today's podcast here. Starting off with a game that the squad has been hitting pretty hard, or not as much lately, but upon its, I don't know, I think it was about a month into its release, we picked it up and we were going crazy. We're talking about Rogue Company, free to play, multiplayer, third person, tactical hero shooter, fire. Fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji. Magnum condoms.
They'll melt your dick off.
Rogue.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Go ahead and if we can go around the round table and just give your thoughts about our Rogue Company. The maps, the characters. Tactics, squad goal. Whatever you all talk about. Go ahead, throw it on the table for a little bit.
Who's at the beginning of the table?
I nominate Hollow.
Me? Oh, okay. Kind of caught me on the spot. I was not prepared. What? You just want me to talk about what I like about the game? I guess gripes, pros and cons. Okay. Overall, it's honestly one of probably the first competitive shooters in a while to get me super into it, just because I don't know, I've been really inactive from competitive shooters for a long time because a lot of the environments and the communities around them I didn't really fuck with, and they were super toxic.
For sure.
So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna remove myself from the equation and just not play that game anymore, because even though it's, cool and I want to get better at it, the people around me that, I'm getting better around with or trying to, it's just not making it fun. But anyways, Rogue, the community is somewhat toxic still, so guess you can't escape
I feel like
that.
there's always going to be some level of toxic in any kind of competitive shooter, but
I'm talking about Overwatch.
Yeah. Oh,
that
yeah.
Right.
Overwatch and Siege, I think, are the two worst.
I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as Rogue since it's still new, but that's not really a main point for me liking it. The gunplay feels great. Abilities don't feel quite unbalanced. There are very Sigrid just came out. She's pretty fucking OP. V is really good. Scorch is. I think each character has their own really broken aspect of their character that you can kind of max out on, and if you learn and study a character, I feel like you can make that shit really OP, and that's cool because then you start building off that. Say you for instance, you're a Scorch main, so you get really good at Scorch, so you just start downing people with those flame bullets instantly, and then I back you up with Sigrid once I learn her and just fucking start shield bashing correctly and tanking damage properly, stuff like that. So it's just playing off the team build. The team building is really fun, and I really like that. I also really like the strategy behind it, because while I do like running and gunning like COD and Destiny 2 and whatnot, I do like trying to have an objective instead of just going for max kills or something.
Like a TDM kind of environment.
Yeah, because it'll always keep me going back, and that's what keeps my competitive streak in this game alive. Because I wanna get that either 7-0 or
surrender.
Maybe get the 7-6 because that's a clutch comeback. Yeah, or get something cool. I don't know. I like the game. Some of the maps I have issues with. There's a very lane heavy, not enough cover sometimes. I know they have been changing that, but Still feels like some maps there's very heavily advantaged on
That
one
fucking
side than the other.
what is it called?
So,
Damn, what is that
yeah.
map called?
Other than that, I mean, besides not having a lot of shit to kind of grind for like in game, I don't really have any more gripes. Just feels like progression takes forever.
What you do? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you have to play so many games just to get to level 30, and I'm not even level 30.
Yeah,
yet.
and that's just to play ranked.
Because we haven't touched
Yeah.
ranked yet. We've been playing a shit ton.
Yeah, we've probably I know I've at least put in like 20 or 30 hours.
We're not awful. In case anyone's listening, like, oh, you've been playing so much, you must be fucking.
Who
trash.
says
It's
that?
Like, nah, man, like, we're pretty,
We have
pretty
lives,
okay.
Right,
you know, and we don't just play one game, albeit,
Right,
I mean, I'm
you know, but nah.
like, if I were to make them it my main game, I'm sure I could fucking sweat my ass.
Oh
off in
yeah,
this game.
I think another thing too is it's one of those games where, I mean, sure you can go in and just join a random lobby of random teammates, but it's one of those games that if you get a good squad of people that you play regularly with, that you know you can strategize with, that kind of are on the same brainwave as you as far as how to play the game, it makes all the difference. Because I know, like, even just the difference between us, like, you know, me, Hollow, and Ghoul playing with one random, and then me, Hollow, and Ghoul playing with one Bamf, another friend of ours, where we actually have a full squad, makes a huge difference. You know, just because it's similar to, in my opinion, like something like CS:GO or Siege, just as far as the tight-knit communication that's required. But I don't think I enjoyed it as much either playing solo. So I think that's another reason why at least I haven't played it as much, because I really only play it when one of y'all hits me up to get on some rogue.
Yeah. And then even at that time, we just have different schedules because we all got our own lives and shit. So, I mean, just to put my 2 cents into it. Well, I mean, Rogue Company, bro, y'all hit the mark with this one. I fuck with this game. I fuck with third-person shooters. This is you said CS:GO and what was the other game? You said
really. Well, I said Siege.
Well, no.
I mean, if I
gonna
could put a mix of the two games,
I would say Siege. It'd be like it's like all of them, and then like
Valorant for
I wouldn't say
sure.
Valorant.
To me,
No, I'll tell you
And I
what
would
it
say,
looks.
like, Gears.
It's like
It's like
to
Common
me,
Conquer.
it plays. It's like Uncharted 4 multiplayer with a mix of Rainbow Six Siege Tactics and I'm sorry, CS:GO Tactics. So think of like a mix of Uncharted 4 with CS:GO Tactics, and you have Overwatch abilities. That's exactly what this game is like in my brain. And then you can also use a cover system like Gears if you really want to. So it to me, this game is, I don't know, bro. This game is this game is pretty.
It does have its own identity, and I think that's
very
one
unique
thing it has going for it. Like, because me personally, I feel like it's a good blend of like Gears and CS:GO. But like obviously, like you saying Uncharted and y'all bringing in Valorant, you know, I can't really argue with that either. So there's just not a lot of games that are exactly like it, but I think that's a good thing.
Definitely,
you know, because it does have its own identity for sure.
Definitely, it is a big refresher to this even, and it's cool. It's crazy too. This is even a battle royale. I remember when I first saw this game, I was like, "Is this a fucking battle royale?" No, it's not it has no battle royale modes. It is very This is a very tactical game for the more hardcore gamer. Like if you really think about it. The only thing about, I mean, Hollow, earlier you spoke on the community. I could agree, like, I don't know, even the toxicity doesn't really bother me. The one thing that does bother me about the game, though, is that for the life of me, I don't understand people who queue into a game, load into a game, and choose to stand in the plane and not participate in the game.
Oh yeah, just go.
And the thing, what the fuck?
That's in any game.
No,
though,
but no, I've
honest.
experienced it towards the beginning of the game too, where people will literally just disconnect.
No, I said any.
No. But
yeah.
this happens a lot more frequently than any other game I played like this. And in a Rogue Company, it makes it especially worse because the modes are very like, at least the ones that we play, Demolition.
There's no like filtered matchmaking, so if someone stays AFK and then gets booted, you can't get someone.
You have to wait till the next round.
On your team.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then we have to wait for the same guy to come back
into the next round.
Yeah.
Or at least the next 2 rounds where he's trying to reconnect. So that's
I feel like in casual that it should just let like a random come in if they're actually playing. Like I feel like that's something for ranked so that like they don't get penalized for like because some people do just get disconnected. And I'm speaking on the only real other game I know that has that mechanic is like Siege, and I've been knocked offline, not like knocked offline like a dox attack or something, but just my internet went out, and I was able to join back in before losing my rank. But yeah, we haven't even gotten to ranked yet, so I think that is weird that in like a casual matchmaking environment that they don't have like just a let anybody just come back in. It has to be that same person that just left.
Right. So the overall the game, it's a solid game. The shooting feels great. It's satisfactory kills, and you can really make some good team strats. Really dope abilities for each character. Something on my notes here. So what is really cool is that they did a overhaul of the ranked matchmaking system. So essentially, I think it was in beta, but now they are officially rolling out ranked season 1 for Rogue Company. And how it's supposed to work, it's supposed to be dropping in February. And they're supposed to be splitting it between 5 different divisions. So you go from bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and then rogue. Rogue being the highest rank. And then in between those divisions, you have like tiers. I think there's supposed to be like 4 or 5 tiers in between. And depending on what tier, another thing I also found cool too, which also helps matchmaking, is you have to be within 6 divisions of each other to play ranked with another person in your party. So if they're not, I think by divisions, I think they're meaning the tiers of the divisions because there are only 5 divisions. But you have to be 6 tiers within someone and their division to play rank with them, which I personally think would help matchmaking. Because a lot of the times with these games, you'll have like a group or like a party of people who've been playing it, and then like that one new guy. So he's kind of like
that just installed
and it kind of flips off like the balancing of the teams and stuff, because then you have like mainly like sweats, and then these like maybe like 3 random freshies or whatever, and it's like, damn, now we have to kind of train them in the middle of combat. So it kind of cuts down on the unfair sweats and stuff. So I do find that cool. So another thing in here, so when you reach a new tier, it was another thing I found interesting real quick. So when you reach a new tier, you'll be demoted in the first 3 matches, allowing a chance to adjust your promotion or shake off a bad match. So this is in reference of it disconnecting, which we were talking about earlier. So like if you do desync or disconnect from a ranked match, you won't get demoted from that, especially if you get into like a new tier that you just reached. So it won't count against you, because apparently they have been seeing a lot of people disconnect, and some of it has to do with their own server. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. I remember one game in particular where I thought it was my internet connection, and I ended up getting kicked out of a match, and I tried joining back with y'all at least like 2 or 3 times, and I just could not for the life of me get back in, and it left y'all a man out, and I think we lost that one.
Yeah, so that hopefully, I mean, these are some really good updates. Like, we still haven't touched the game in some time. For me personally, I've just been on Final Fantasy 15. I got the Royal Edition for Christmas, so that's all I've been playing outside of making content for the channel. So, yep, keep a lookout for that. Maybe a Rogue video for me soon. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Switching gears, something that has been shocking everybody's brain with not only essential processing power, but also a somewhat healthy meal while you play.
Tasty, maybe, but no way healthy. Nothing fried is healthy.
More like fucking.
Clap it up for the Colonel, because he's clapping cheeks with the new game console from the inflaming buttholes a household at a time, boy.
I hate KFC. I legitimately hate KFC. This is I hate that
this,
they're doing
and then on top of the fucking thing they did with Crocs, where it's like they made a meal that like looks like
oh
a pair
my
of
god,
Crocs.
really? They did that?
Like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, you haven't seen this? Dude, I'll drop a picture. Yeah, so I don't know too many details on the Crocs situation, but like...
Ew, what is this?
Like, okay. Dude, just... Dude,
they're
yeah,
men's Crocs with...
So they've actually... Oh, okay, so I didn't even know this. Yeah, they're actual Crocs that look
Niggas
like
is wearing
KFC.
chicken now?
Yeah.
That's a different type of coonery. I will not participate as an African American. I cannot support this.
Oh my god,
I cannot
this is an
support
official
this.
link?
This is real.
So, yeah, unrelated, but, I mean...
it's just printed. I mean, it's not...
Unrelated. I thought...
They're sold
I saw
out!
A picture. I could have sworn... It might have been a meme that I saw.
I mean, Crocs are Crocs. I mean, if you like Crocs...
We can't be friends.
More power... whatever, man. More power to you.
Yeah, to stay the fuck away
Apparently
from me.
they're sold out, though. They're sold out.
I see you.
I'll give you all the power in the
Who bought
world
these?
to never talk to me or my unborn child ever fucking again.
If I come across you somewhere and you're wearing the Kentucky Fried Chicken and Crocs cross collab Croc shoes with a fucking drumstick pin on your fucking toe, I'm slapping you on sight. It's on sight, bro. I see you wearing some chicken on your feet.
As a person
bro,
of color,
it's
we
on
gotta
sight.
throw them hands, cause you're not finna you're not finna perpetuate a whole stereotype.
No good, decent.
You're not finna be doing that, bro.
So-
It's over for you. We taking your black card, your credit card. It's done. None of that. None of that. Anyway, back to this console.
Yeah, but
sorry.
Only reason I brought that up was because I really think that this whole KFC console thing is just, as I'm sure a lot of people are, is just a big publicity stunt. I mean, I have no doubt that they're actually going to release a console, but I mean,
what do you say to
what
that?
should I expect?
Like, if you go to their official website, they're literally boasting that these specs are gonna be better than the fucking PS5 and the Series
according
X.
to
it's gonna be VR ready, ray tracing, 240 FPS and 240 hertz output, 4K TV gaming, and all that, and it's gonna cook your fucking chicken.
And keep in mind the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are marketed to run 4K at 120 frames per second. So the KFC console is reportedly saying that they'll add an extra 120 frames per second plus a side of drumsticks to your gaming experience.
Power your hunger. Power your hunger. That's
Power. Yeah, that's. I think that's actually.
that's their slogan. The console wars are over.
All the parts of the console are just gonna smell like
in
chicken,
all
dude.
seriousness, my biggest concern with this, because I can see this releasing, I can see people buying it. First off, we still don't know when it's releasing. We don't know what the price range is going to be. I'm assuming it's going to be more expensive than the PS5 or Xbox One, because I don't think they're going to produce it on the scale that Microsoft and Sony produce their consoles, and also...
Who knows? I mean, they're bragging that it's gonna be powerful, so
they're gonna try and upsell the shit out of that, because not only does it play your games better, it cooks chicken for you too.
$600.
That's how much it is.
I'd be surprised if it's even $600.
That shit gonna come out at $350. What? That shit gonna be a That shit ain't gonna cook nothing but Pillsbury.
Yeah, right.
Strudels. Ain't nobody buying that shit. What? I mean, people gonna buy it, but
I'm worried about.
I'm really just more curious to see how they would combat the machine from overheating, with it literally having and like a fucking oven in it. That and where.
Well, it's not an oven in it. I think they said that as you're playing, like the processor and the fan and all that shit that's built into the console.
Oh, it'll redirect it.
Is what's keeping or cooking your. Yeah, it's redirecting.
Okay.
Still,
where does all the grease go? Because all that shit's gonna have to get filtered out of it.
Yeah, utilizing the system.
So it's gonna be like an air fryer. It's gonna be like an air fryer essentially.
But it'd clog up the console though, because with all that grease and shit.
Yeah, that's my concern as well. Like,
yeah, dude, it's just fucking stupid. I've never really liked KFC. I love Taco Bell.
You need to give that up
personally, but I hate.
Gotta give that up, sir.
Taco Bell, I don't know if I would say love. That's such a strong word for something.
I work the third
so
shift.
hateful.
There's sometimes the only places that are open when I need a fucking snack. But KFC, I don't know what the fuck the Colonel's thinking with this shit. To be honest,
they said 4K, 240 frames, 4K.
I mean, what even prompted them to do this? Like one day they're doing those giveaways, like you scratch off your drink to win a free Xbox, and now they're just like, you know what? I want some of that money. You know what we should do? We should make our own fucking console. Make our own console? Yeah.
I'm sure, and they're probably like looking at like, man, well, how do we get sales up? Because no one's coming to eat at KFC.
Yeah, that's true.
Rightfully, no one fucking wants.
And because of COVID, I mean, I'm sure they took a hit because of that too.
I don't know. I mean, I would think with COVID that sales wouldn't be that affected, considering drive-through and delivery.
Well, no, Hollow has a point, because as someone that has like pretty much 2 delivery jobs, working with Amazon and doing DoorDash on a personal time, motherfuckers is still filling them drive-thrus, bro. Ain't nothing changed. It literally just got worse. So, no, I mean, honestly, looking at stuff like this, and we're gonna move on from this topic here in a second, but looking at stuff like this, man, it always surprises me what humanity can come up with just to entertain some humans, bro, just to sell some shit. I remember when Nintendo had made, they were charging niggas like $70 for some fucking cardboard. What was that? It was, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was it called?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo Labos.
Like that, I think it was called. It was literally just cardboard that you would like shape into different things with the Joy-Cons or whatever. Like you can make a piano or a fucking like Gundam.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, it was like
$70 playing Mario Maker IRL for $70. Y'all get the fuck out of here.
And the funniest thing is, it comes in a box. So what are you getting? You're getting cardboard inside of a cardboard box.
You better take your ass outside.
I did, yeah. I forgot all about that. I do remember that now. That is really fucking
motherfuckers need
weird.
to go for a walk. That's all I can say about that. Bro.
Yeah, yeah. Good God.
Anyway,
right. I started off with this podcast. That mood is slowly diminishing.
Just because we don't turn to 2021 doesn't mean everything is amazing.
Yeah. Shout out Capitol Hill, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, right.
Anyways,
We won't talk about that.
since we're
God.
on console capital catastrophe, a console manufacturer that goes by the name of Super with a 5 at the end. I think that's supposed to be Supers or something. Yeah. So about a month or so back, there's this company that announced that they were going to be making these PlayStation 2 styled, like custom PlayStation 5s with the whole branding and stuff that looks like a PlayStation 2. But it's actually like a legitimate PlayStation 5, and proof and evidence have come out that these things are real and that they were in the development of them. Unfortunately, yeah. So they are not they are a third party company that are not backed by Sony, just so you guys know. So essentially they stopped in the middle of production, and they completely shut down their Twitter and their business. I think they still have the console on their website, but they canceled pre-orders, and they also refunded everyone who has ordered this console. They have been receiving death threats or some conspicuous threats or something like that, that are having to do with it being postponed and not being made. No one's exactly sure. So no one's exactly sure where these death threats are coming from, because they're not going completely public about the issue. But a lot of people are saying it's the community. A lot of people are saying it's Sony themselves trying to sweep it under the rug. I don't know. Me personally, I don't think it's the community, because I look at who wouldn't
People
want this.
want
This is sexy as shit. Honestly, I think it's Sony.
From what I've been reading the past couple days, and from an article I was reading just earlier, because it's funny, I didn't even know you were bringing this up. But I had just been following this because I really liked this black design that they had over Sony's white black decision. But even though it wasn't backed by Sony, now it was a couple like $150, maybe $200 more expensive than Sony's actual market console. But that didn't stop people from pre-ordering and buying it out the fucking wazoo. So I think a lot of where the backlash come from, and I'll drop this link in the Discord real quick. So written by videogameschronicle.com. According to this, a lot of the backlash was coming from people that were upset that they couldn't buy one because they sold out in less than 20 minutes. And there were also people that dropped money, so I think they were selling them for about $650, at least in North America. And a lot of people had bought it and didn't get any confirmation, like email or anything like that they had gotten it. So I think that also caused a lot of upset as well, because I don't think this company was actually trying to scam people. I just don't think they anticipated how badly people wanted this. But just because with all the failures of the launch and getting out the consoles on time, I think, and not that sending out death threats is the right thing to do by any means. I mean, that is always just taking it 5 steps too far in my book when you start threatening people's lives over the shit. But I think that is what was causing the uproar. And so I think at that point, once they started having their staff members getting bombarded with emails and such like that, they just pulled the plug on it, which really sucks. Because I actually thought that was really cool, and I think it's even weirder too that Sony didn't back this, or at least Sony didn't even think of it first.
Yeah.
But that aside, Yeah, that sucked. That sucked to see. And I'm not even really that big a PlayStation fan, but I mean,
The PlayStation 2 though, the PlayStation 2, and this looks good.
Yeah, bro. The PS2 was my first like gaming console, so that yeah. Well, the GameCube was, but I don't talk about that. I say it's the PS2.
I say PS2 because that's.
I mean, it's the fucking.
Yeah,
PS2
like I officially own the PS1. I played, but that was my mom's. Like I got my own PS2 eventually.
Yeah, I played Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers nonstop every fucking day when I fucking had that, and I played all the God of Wars on that shit too, or the first couple.
The OG Spider-Man game. And
my
the
god,
Lego
the Spider-Man 2 game.
OG and Tekken 3. Yeah. Tekken 3. Those were my first 3 games.
I think I had Soul Calibur, but I was never good at fighting games.
I mean, all in all, it's just a shame to see. It's really a shame to see some shit like this. Cause
not to
like, bro, like, I don't care who you ask, bro. No one deserves a death threat for trying to make some cool shit, bro. I don't understand like the mentality of people. I mean, okay, I try to play devil's advocate with issues like this because it's like, okay, well, I mean, on the other hand, you have people that are spending their money, hard-earned money, in a COVID and stuff, so. And
it does cost more than like a normal PS5.
Right, but if you're really that mad, what are you doing buying a console in the first place? If you're gonna be mad about it like that, you should have just put that money somewhere else. What are you trying to kill somebody over it for? Fuck.
Right, and I think any rationally minded adult, because I mean, if you drop your money on something and you end up thinking it was a scam, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call my bank and I'm going to say, hey, pull that fucking money back.
Hey, reverse that shit.
You know what I mean? And that's not me being a dick. That's just me making sure my ass is covered, right? But I mean, and so I can definitely understand frustration with that, because I mean, I don't want to be put in a situation where I possibly forked over $650 to like that Coney situation. I mean, I know this is like comparing apples and oranges, but just giving away money without actually getting what you wanted, you know what I mean, or getting what you thought the money was going towards. So and especially too, I think tensions were probably a bit higher as well because of just the scalper situation and with the PS5s and Xbox Series X and S. So I think a lot of people saw this as an opportunity to get a legit PlayStation 5 console without having to wait for restocks or buy it from scalpers, and then once it all fell apart, that caused even more frustration. But I mean, I completely agree with you, though. I mean, once you start threatening lives or even just threatening people with violence, that's just completely uncalled for, and it makes anyone who enjoys video games or was anticipating this new generation of consoles, or even anticipating just this, beautiful fucking black PlayStation 5, makes us all look like fucking assholes. So I thought that was especially disappointing.
Bro, do you see the comments under this fucking article, bro? Motherfuckers is really crazy out here. Hold on.
Oh, I didn't even see
Randy Rhodes.
Disgusting people should be ashamed.
You deserve to be exposed for this comment. This man wrote a whole paragraph. He said, everybody's just mad because they're too stupid to secure them. He's talking about securing PS5s and shit, the scalpers or whatever, the drama behind that. Like, everybody's just mad because they're too stupid to secure them. They steal my photos, post fake ads, try and pass me fake money, and one almost got himself filled with lead trying to rob me with a fake gun for a PS5. Ha ha ha. My gun
Bro, what are even
fake.
These arguments? Dog. I'm seeing and now I'm seeing like a dude talking about like left and communist dictatorship. I'm not going to I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, bro.
You motherfuckers are crazy, bro. Relax.
If anyone takes anything away from this story, it's that really cool things might not always follow through, and it's not the people, behind its fault. Sometimes just shit happens, right? What the fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna threaten to kill somebody? You fucking clown, really? I think 2020 took a toll on a lot of us, and even the so far 2021 as well. But just shit like that is just fucking disgusting, man. I can't. And I don't think it's playing devil's advocate for admitting that these things are frustrating. But I mean, obviously, a line has to be drawn when there are threats to violence, when there are threats to fucking kill people. I mean, it's the same thing with Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I mean, I know everyone who listened to the last podcast heard our rant about it. Do I think that they deserve death threats or anything like that?
Bro, no developer
PR was getting? Fuck no.
Death threats, bro.
Yeah.
They don't even. I mean, maybe now.
There's a line that needs to be drawn.
These motherfuckers sit in front of a desk for weeks, months, years on end for a fucking game that you can beat in 10, 20, 30 hours if it's a semi-open world game.
Right.
Single player.
No video game lasts forever. No console lasts forever. Money doesn't last forever.
Come on now.
There's a difference between getting rightfully upset and just making a complete ass of yourself. Because
anyway,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what else to add to that. But yeah,
just don't be dumb out there. Don't be stupid.
I'll find you in the cut, bro. Mac Tier's always on the fucking bro.
PS5.
Ready to crack some fucking skulls.
It's cool to the lasting comment. It's always cool to have nice shit. It's always cool to have new shit. But some of y'all motherfuckers just need to miss the wave, bro. Some of y'all just need to hop off the boogie board, take the L, and wait, bro. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, moving on. What else we got here? I'm gonna go ahead and pass it all to my man Hollow. I see you got some. I'm kind of interested to see what. See, you got that fighting news.
Let's see. Yeah, on the train of some smaller news before we get into the bigger, meatier topic. A new fighting IP by Arc System Works was announced on the 28th of December, so a couple weeks ago. DNF Duel. Apparently it's
DNF.
Dungeon and Fighter.
Oh.
I've never heard of Dungeon and Fighter. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing it's some kind of D&D kind of anime bullshit or whatever. But looking at the announcement trailer, this game looks kind of fire. Like the animations, I mean, it's like a crazy blend between Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue animations. Like,
oh my god!
Oh, the 2D to 3D. Oh,
yeah. Plus, there's just the combos that they showed off. Just a little bit of that.
Oh my god! What?
I don't play a lot of fighter games or anime games really, but just looking at, oh my god, this looks like you're playing a fucking. That reminds me a lot of like Fighter Z, like just the 2D style of it. But I think this looks even.
Yeah, Arc System also did Fighters.
Fighters. Sorry, but this looks even better.
Yeah.
Like as far as the animations.
Yeah. So.
Holy shit.
Yeah. What is it? Another development team is also working on this. Let's see. Aiding. They were known for helping the port of Pikmin 3, which I don't know one really cares about. But also, a big title they helped work on was Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So, this could potentially be a really good, really cool new IP that Arc System puts out. And, I'm excited. I love new IPs. It's always interesting because that means everyone's jumping into the fighting game with like a fresh kind of start within just the game and the lore and all that stuff. So, I'm kind of hyped. I definitely wanna see some more gameplay soon, or whenever they release some more trailers.
Yeah.
I'll be,
dude.
pretty
I'll
excited.
even
But,
say.
yeah, I have no idea what the actual like Dungeon and Fighter is about or anything.
Yeah. I'll even say, and y'all both know I don't really play fighting games like that. The only real fighting game I've kind of played on and off is Mortal Kombat, and it's more of just like a, yeah, it's okay. Ghoul put me on fighters, and I fucking love it, but I just, you know.
Is this a PS4 exclusive?
I don't really play fighters that much.
We don't know. I mean, it's Arc System, and the last... Well, I mean, Fighters isn't exclusive. Guilty Gear is exclusive for now. I mean, I don't know. It depends. We'll see. I hope not.
Just to add on to what you said, though, Hollow, I mean, yeah, like, one thing that intimidates me whenever I look at a fighting game and I kind of ponder about getting it is, like, it's usually, like, the 7th or 8th or 13th rendition of the series, and I do like playing the story modes to most games, just because I like story modes, and I can never fucking follow what's going on, ever. So, I think, yeah, this definitely looks really interesting, and just the art style alone is so fucking crisp. Yeah, that looks really, really good. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on that.
Yeah, so I guess, keep a lookout for DNF Duel by Arc System. Arc System has had a pretty decent track record lately with some pretty fucking banger games. I mean, Fighters for number 1. Guilty Gear Strive is coming out soon. That looks pretty cool. Blaze Blue. The Kill la Kill IF game. Even though it's, kind of arena cheesy, it's still really fucking dope. So yeah, just keep an eye out for it. It's coming soon, I guess. I don't know. I think it's probably going to be like at least another year or two.
That's fine.
But, it's just, we're a little dry on fighting game news this year.
We are at a 50.
It's just been a little bit dry. Yeah. Moving on. Have either of you guys seen the new Wonder Woman movie?
Fuck no. I waited for reviews to come out.
Interested.
And I'm glad I did.
Well, I'll make this short and try not to do any spoilers. I watched it, it was free on HBO Max. I have it. I said, fuck it, why not? But yeah, so if you have HBO Max, personally, I wouldn't recommend watching it. It would be a waste of time. The movie itself does nothing to the actual plot of the DCCU, or whatever it's called, the Cinematic Universe. It actually creates a lot of fucking plot holes that make no sense in the continuity with Justice League. There was really only a few good sequences in the whole entire movie. One being the intro that was 5 minutes, and bits and pieces of the other. Nothing against the actors or actresses that were in the movie, because I'm sure they worked as best as they could with what they were given. But, dude, that movie felt like such a fucking slog. And, which sucks because I really liked the first Wonder Woman
awesome.
Movie. I thought it was really fucking good.
I agree.
This movie, so many things felt wrong. It just felt like, I don't know, it was just such a waste of time of a movie that not only dragged on, but wasted my time. But just kind of painted Diana in a whole whiny fucking bitchy picture, completely different from the version we saw her in the first movie. It just feels like she's constantly complaining in this fucking movie about, oh, I never get what I want, I never get my wish, or just stupid shit like that.
And the first one, she was independent, strong, had the weight of the world on her, the weight of her people, the other Amazonians.
Yeah, and this one she's just always complaining. It's ew, Steve is dead. It's yeah, he's dead, and it's been fucking 20
She got over that in the first
however
one.
long it's been. Exactly, it's you would think, but no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly, Hollow rating, I give it a solid fucking
God
3.5.
damn.
DC, it sucks because DC was such an incline of fucking movies lately. We had Wonder Woman was good. Shazam was good. Aquaman was pretty decent. We're getting the Snyder Cut, which is supposed to hopefully redeem Justice League's
I'll hold my breath.
We're getting the Batman, which looks okay. And it's just Wonder Woman 2 fell so fucking short of the first
Is the Batman
one.
with Pattinson, is that part of the DCEU?
Yes, Robert Pattinson. No, they confirmed that it's going to be a separate story.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, that's good. That's good. No, the biggest mistake. While we're talking about these movies,
You don't.
Wait, what? What's going
Oh,
on?
my, is this real?
you beating
Bro,
your dick,
is this
dude?
real? Is this fucking
What's
real?
going on?
Incoming news!
You tripping on acid?
They are making a new
Did you
Dragon
know?
Ball movie. They are making
Bruh.
a new live action
What?
Dragon Ball movie. No!
Oh my god, you said
No!
live
Where
action?
did you hear this? You have links?
linking it.
Oh my god, he's
my
right.
God, is that Boo?
Are you sure
Bro,
this is real?
I think
Are
this
you
is
sure
Hold
this
on.
is
Are you
real?
sure this is fan made?
Bro, don't
The first
debate me.
comment
Is
I see
this?
on this
Some
is
fan-made
it's already
shit.
six.
Actually,
6 years
wait,
old.
hold on.
Hold on.
Bruh,
Drop the link.
Wait, this might be fake.
bruh.
Okay, it's
Dog.
fake. Anyway, continue.
Shut the
Anyway,
Bruh, get out of here. This man tried to make a whole breaking news.
Whatever.
Whatever. I mean, it was more interesting than the whole entirety of
Yeah,
Wonder
bro,
Woman.
I was-
84
yeah.
anyway, so-
We were having a very structured, civilized
no
conversation
one
about the
cares
state
Well,
about
of DC
Wonder Woman
movies.
1997.
Yeah. Final
I care.
thoughts.
I care.
Final thoughts. Final
I
thoughts on
fucking
the movie.
care.
Don't go watch it. Honestly, if you don't really wanna, if you liked the first one, don't watch the second one because you'll
That
get nothing
sucks,
out
man.
of it. Literally nothing. There's like one cool thing with the invisible jet and her flying, and that was pretty much it. Like all the
What?
fight
They
scenes
brought in
felt
the
cheap and
invisible
the
jet?
CG was just awful. That was the only cool thing, and it was like a 2-second explanation.
Oh,
kind
dude,
of
that
thing,
sucks.
but yeah, don't. I really
Wonder
don't
Woman
recommend Wonder Woman 84
was-
for anybody who likes DC comic book or even just movies in general.
Dude, Wonder Woman was my favorite movie out of the
Yeah.
whole DCEU. That was like the one movie that I was like, you know what? They did this right, but
It's number
yeah.
2 for
What's
me.
your number one?
Man of Steel is still number 1. Man of Steel.
Man of Steel is pretty dope.
As much as people kind of gripe and give that movie shit, it was kind of revolutionary. Well, not revolutionary, but pretty groundbreaking for DC.
I
at the
feel like
time.
Zack Snyder directing it. I will say I felt like it was a really cool project, and I felt like it was a really good way to kind of tell Superman's story.
It was a good take.
He was
I
more
liked it.
relatable. Like Henry Cavill's performance, I found it to be, because I hate Superman. Like in the comics, I think he's a fucking douchebag. But that's just me personally. But I did like Man of Steel because that was the first movie I watched, Superman movie, where I could actually relate to Clark Kent and Superman. Honestly, my only gripe was just the ending, where like Lois Lane found out like Clark Kent was Superman. I'm like, dude, that fucking okay. Like it just for that early in their like in the universe that they were launching out. It was just a personal thing with me, but I can respect that. Man of Steel was a good movie, and I agree with you. I think it got way too much hate than it deserved. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah, that's all my thoughts on Wonder Woman 84. I mean, other than that, I just got the big kahuna, big topic.
I hope it's-
wanted to talk about.
Say it first.
Yeah. The miraculous and thank fucking God return of Lucasfilm games. Holy shit, dude. So I'm sure you're not aware of this, Ghoul, but EA has had the exclusive contract to Star Wars game for like over a decade. And that's why we haven't been getting if any like good Star Wars games. I mean, the only good 2 Star Wars games that EA's put out, admittedly, Fallen Order and Battlefront 2, only recently with it being completely.
I'll add
finished.
Squadrons in there because that has been a fucking fantastic.
I've heard that was
Yeah,
good shit.
it's pretty
Really?
new, so I just want to put that out there because that is like the best fucking Star Wars flight simulator since X-Wing, in my opinion. But yeah, Fallen Order, and once they took care of Battlefront 2, The Battlefront 2 debacle has been pretty good. But
yeah, so EA has had this contract for like fucking a decade, has been the only developer to create Star Wars video games, and they've just been kind of like, not. I feel like personally, and I'm sure a majority of Star Wars fans or just video game fans feel this, but it feels like they're not using what they were given to its fullest potential.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad that they no longer have the exclusivity. They still are working with EA, so we're still gonna get the Fallen Order sequel, and I'm sure we might be getting another Battlefront 3 or some shit in the future, which I already have a separate sidebar I'll probably do somewhere else about that. But I'm glad Lucasfilm Games is back. That means some big things are coming. Reading this article, they're already talking about the crazy shit they're planning to announce this year. First and foremost, that got announced a couple days, actually really recently. Bethesda is now launching and being the developers behind a new Indiana Jones game.
And Machine Guns is also the people behind Wolfenstein are also helping develop that game as well. So I can't think of who else to help Indy fight off some fucking Nazis.
I'm pretty sure
the people who made Wolfenstein, but I'm definitely fucking excited for that.
And I'm pretty sure from the context I got on Twitter that because when they announced this trailer from the Bethesda Twitter, Xbox retweeted it, and then recently, like as we're talking earlier in the podcast, I was browsing through my feed, and Xbox tweeted out a picture saying, Xbox has games, and Indiana Jones was listed in one of those title cards. So I'm thinking that with like a 70% positivity, this Indiana Jones game might be exclusive to Xbox, which is
especially
amazing, which I think is really, really
since
cool.
Microsoft recently purchased Bethesda.
Yeah, they just bought Bethesda.
Yeah, so I could definitely see that happening, and that could really help out with that whole drought of exclusives that the Xbox One generation suffered from. Not to mention, with Bethesda comes the Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and now fucking Indiana Jones.
Doom.
Holy shit! I almost shat myself when I saw that little teaser trailer. I was looking at everything on his desk. I saw the little Ticket to Rome. I saw the little books. I wrote down notes to look that shit up later. I didn't have time to do it before the podcast. But yeah, dude.
Yeah, it took me a second to realize what the trailer was about. I was like, what is this game, Bethesda? And then immediately I saw the whip and hear the music, and I was like, oh my god. But yeah, I'm excited. Honestly, Xbox or Microsoft, they have one of two options they could really do. They could, and I feel like they would make this exclusive to Xbox only, and that'd be awesome, and that'd be great for Microsoft. That'd be a win. But would also be a win-win for them is if they don't make it exclusive. They put it out on every console, and then you think about it. You play the new Indiana Jones game on your PS5 that's made by Bethesda and Machine Gun, but that's owned by Microsoft. So technically you're playing a Microsoft
title.
Title exclusive.
Like published.
On PlayStation or on Switch or on Stadia or something, and then, they cash in on that extra profit. But I feel like it's a double-edged sword, so it goes both ways. They can go either direction, in my opinion. I hope they go the exclusive route, so I can stop hearing these fucking PC and Sony fuckboys talk about no exclusives. So,
even though
in general,
a lot of the
I'm
Xbox
the
exclusives have just recently
y'all ain't got
PC,
no
like
games.
Gears and Halo.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like, no, I called this when the consoles were announced and everyone was saying it has no games. Xbox and Microsoft were waiting for people to doubt them and waiting for the console to, be out for a little bit. People testing it out, people testing the upgrades on the games that are already out or being, just released for current gen. And then that's when they start dropping the ball on, oh, look, Lucasfilm Games is back. Oh, hey, Indiana Jones game by Bethesda that we just bought.
What?
So,
and it's not going to be on PlayStation? Yeah, I've been savoring this moment.
I don't know. I'm hyped. I was pretty excited.
I could also, just to add on to your theory, I could also see to them, because I mean, yeah, it would be pretty cool to be like an exclusives, and us Xbox guys would finally have a win, hooray! But I could also see them doing a situation where it's like a timed exclusive, where it's exclusive to the console for maybe like a year or two, and then they release it.
Kind of like how Square Enix always does it.
What's that?
Kind of like how Square Enix does it with Final
exactly.
Fantasy.
Yeah, because they're really the only developer I know that does that. But I mean, either which way, the fact that I know I'm going to be able to play this game, that this is actually, because I think there hasn't really been any good Indiana Jones video games. I know there's been like a couple.
No, I think it's been like fucking like 20 years or some shit.
Well, no. Legos and the other.
I guess Legos.
It was like real life shit.
There was one for the Wii, but it was ass.
I think I've only played
the Lego.
Yeah, any Lego game is good.
The Legos were great.
Yeah.
I like
Lego games are always awesome. I'll give Lego that. Excuse me, but
yeah, so connected to all this even further is that with EA no longer having the exclusive contract, we got some crazy fucking news immediately afterwards that goddamn Ubisoft announced a new story-driven open-world Star Wars game.
No title yet. And, well, were you going to say something else before I chime in?
I just know it's being handled by the same people that worked on the Division.
Yes, it is.
So I don't know what to take from that, or I don't know. I don't think this Star Wars game should be judged by what the Division is, since they're specifically saying it's a Star Wars game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hyped because open world Star Wars game. That's like, oh, really? That sounds awesome.
and there aren't really that many. I mean, Fallen Order was kind of open world, but not really.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because like there were areas that you could go around and like you could somewhat. I mean, it wasn't like you could.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. So not true open world, but there was some freedom and exploration to it, to an extent. But like a sandbox kind of Star Wars game, yeah, that sounds fucking amazing. My only
yeah, and then that begs the
my only, because you've pretty much pointed out everything I was gonna bring up except for a couple things. So first off, I did want to say, so EA technically still has the ability to make or have games licensed under the Star Wars banner until 2023.
Yeah. No, they're still working together.
Yeah, until 2023. That's when their contract expires. If it may be renewed, you know, who knows. But what's great about this is, instead of, because you know, something else that could have happened was they just, you know, licensed the exclusive rights to another developer. But now that it's under like a Lucasfilm Games banner, they can just allow anyone and everybody to make fucking Star Wars games. So even if this, and I'm not saying I anticipate this to happen, but like, let's say worst case scenario, this Ubisoft game tanks, you know, there's still options for other developers, other teams. Like the possibilities are endless, and this is
right, because competition creates
exactly, because for the longest time EA knew, and this is kind of the reason why Battlefield fell so hard, was because EA knew that there was no other place you could play a Star Wars game, or no other developer that could make a Star Wars game, excuse me. So they could do whatever the fuck they wanted. They could fucking make a Battlefront, and then, you know, I'm not going to go into the whole Battlefront 2 thing, because by now, if you haven't heard about it, you can go and read about it.
Yeah, thank God. And it's not even fucking EA that
it was DICE,
that
yeah.
It was DICE.
All
the credit goes to DICE, and I will praise DICE for listening to the community, giving us pretty much what we asked for since the start of the game, and making the game actually like a good game.
Yeah.
The game is in a great place right now, personally.
It is.
And honestly, I feel like they dropped the ball saying that they're gonna stop any further work on the game right as Mando comes out. That's so much money lost that they could have gotten from fucking skins and
the thing is,
dude.
and this is kind of a big problem EA's always had when they acquire a developer. They're probably pushing down. I think they've already started developing Battlefield 6. And that's really the only reason I could think of as to why they kind of pulled the plug on further support, because it got to a certain point to where it was somewhat redeemable, you know, and just like how bad the backlash was, I don't think they could have afforded, their reputation could have afforded to just like be like, fuck it, you know, this is it, this is the game, if you don't like it, we don't care. But once DICE was able to bring it to like a somewhat respectable point, that's when they were probably like, okay, now time to push out Battlefield 6. Which sucks, and I love the Battlefield games, but I mean, I agree with you though. I thought it was, there's still so much potential.
EA tends to get a little brain dead when they release sequels to their games. I mean, if you look at any of their fucking, or actually if you just look at the majority of their sports games,
it's the same fucking thing.
Copy paste. Same fucking game, updated graphics maybe, updated people maybe.
Yeah, they make the most money off of like FIFA and Madden. Particularly,
it's ridiculous. People just buying the same game
year
after year, and nothing changes about the actual core mechanics of the gameplay. What is so fucking interesting about seeing a virtual dude throw a virtual football against a virtual fucking touchdown on the virtual field that makes no difference when you can go and watch it in real life, and that still makes no actual fucking like. I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand the concept of liking sports and football and shit like that.
I will say it. I don't really get into football as much. But
we're just talking about EA shitting out fucking Madden and
I will say
games.
I do enjoy basketball. Is probably my go-to, and I do enjoy a little bit of soccer. And I do. Well, not really much anymore, but I did used to enjoy like the 2K games for basketball and some iterations of FIFA. But see, I was someone who I would get like 2K13 or 2K12, and then I'd wait like 4 years, and then I'd get the next one. And really I just ended up stopped getting them all together, because the main kind of pressure that gets put on, so if you follow sports, you follow like the rosters pretty closely, and I'm not saying this is an excuse for EA by any means, but just to kind of give you a perspective on it, instead of, because something that they could do is they just release a basketball game, right, and then they just update the roster every year, because every season the rosters usually change, players get traded, new players get signed on, other players leave, or whatever. Instead of just making one base game and then just updating the roster every year, they won't update the roster until the next iteration comes out. So I know it sounds dumb, but like playing with a team that isn't current it's just weird. Like people want to play like the team that's playing right now. But I mean, really, it was that kind of turned me away from it, because I felt like it's like, oh man, I can't, like, I mean, for one, I don't even really play them that much anymore. I'd rather just watch it on my TV or something. And also just the, I think on 2K it's called like My Team, and FIFA and Madden it's called Ultimate Team, where it's like this, you put in real money to get packs of cards to like build like a fantasy team. But like it's literally, that's the whole loot box controversy, as we know it, is you're literally pouring in money. You don't know what players you can get. You can drop $500, and there are even streamers that like literally do nothing but just buy packs of these virtual cards that mean nothing. and just open them and open them and open them, waiting for like the star player with all the best stats to be put it on their like virtual team. And it's just, it literally, it's sad to a degree, because it simulates like a casino kind of mechanic. But anyway, that aside, I'm not trying to go off on the rails here about that shit, because I mean, in the end, EA is shitty. The way they make their sports games is disgusting. And that's why they thought they could get away with fucking with us Star Wars fans. But boy, did they learn quick when they released Battlefront 2 that you do not fuck around with Star Wars.
I'm just glad. Yeah, I'm just glad the people at Lucasfilm got their shit together, and you know, it seems like people that actually care about gaming and, you know, Star Wars gaming and the IP itself, or, you know, because they're reopening the name Lucasfilm Games and everything, and now that we see that the contract is, you know, kind of open, and with Ubisoft making an open world game that I hope is good, I'm glad to see this. This is some great news for gaming Star Wars fans at the beginning of the year. Some great shit that we needed. And there's more to come, because this is not all. We don't know what else is to come yet, but from these articles, they're just hyping the rest of the year up for announcements. So
I think this is a good power play and a real good punch to the gut to EA as well, because I find it hard to believe that this isn't somewhat related to what happened with Battlefront 2.
Oh no, for sure. This is definitely like a backhanded compliment to EA, being like, "Hey man, like we can still work together and make games, but you got some competition now with these other developers that also want to make Star Wars games." So I feel like this is a win-win for Star Wars fans or Star Wars gamers, because if EA takes this as, oh shit, we need to like kick our shit back into gear and make some like good quality fucking games, that means we get good games from EA.
I feel like the Fallen Order sequel is going to be even better. Hopefully.
We'll see,
but
yeah.
That and, I mean, just think about the old days, man. Remember KOTOR? Remember, like, just all the random Star Wars games that would come out, and it was just, like, Pod Racers, which wasn't even really that good, but...
Yeah, the 2005, 2006 era of when Revenge of the Sith came out, all of those games,
yeah.
That was peak, peak Star Wars games.
It was, for sure.
Not to derail this into, because we could go, me and McAteer could go about Star Wars.
All in all,
I don't want to take up too much of the
hour
rest of the
16.
podcast.
My heart is fuller.
We're big fucking nerds, TLDR.
Yeah, my heart is fuller knowing that anyone can now has at least, like any developer has the possibility of creating a game within the Star Wars universe, because there's just so much lore. There's so many possibilities that, like, just like you said, EA wasn't really fulfilling. So here's hoping that, you know, and now even fucking Indiana Jones, like, which was the last fucking thing I expected. A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
Alright, well.
So.
Yeah, with that said, that's all the topics I got for today.
Alright. A century and a half later, we are here. Alright. Good to know.
Yeah. AKA, I think
I was scrolling.
I mean, Ghoul. Excuse me. Here, we'll cut that out. Ghoul was sleeping.
What? Okay.
Because yeah.
Anyway.
I've been trying better.
Everyone should flame Ghoul in the comments.
Hold on.
If anyone deserves death threats, it's Ghoul.
I like Star Wars. I'm just not a fucking nerd like you guys are, anyway.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. He probably has, like, all the extended cuts of all the movies, like, hidden under his bed. Like his...
I ain't know, motherfucker.
No, not even. This man has a safety deposit box of the original.
Oh my god, that's too
right. Like before it was even episode 4. Like it was just Star Wars.
That's where we gotta cut it.
He has a pinup of Princess Leia and her slave outfit hidden underneath his pillow.
This man has to go meet up in a fucking safe room and with the mob boss.
Anyway, I'm done with this tomfoolery.
I'm tired.
Appreciate you guys for stopping by this episode 7 of the HHA, first episode of 2021. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for stopping by, checking out the podcast. Sorry if we bored your brain off for the last 30 minutes of Star Wars and EA news, but you know, it is what it is. We're coming back in full effect and hopefully with some shorter episodes. But until next time, we will catch you guys on the flip. You guys got any closing statements before we walk out?
Star Wars is
Yeah,
great,
I
and Ghoul
second
is
that.
lame.
All right. My closing statement. Y'all just support cool shit. Even if you don't like what's going on with you, at least know people are trying, and just try not to be assholes, bro. Try not to be assholes, man. It's not that hard. Be the best human you can be.
Whoa, we're all going through this bullshit together, so be kind.
Y'all
to
gonna
one
be
another,
inside for a whole
It's
another
not
year,
really-
possibly. I don't know. Y'all still been out for.
Bro, I'm gonna be so fucking pale by the time that we're gonna be COVID free, man.
For real.
It's gonna be a
Burn as soon
minute,
as I
so
move on.
Yeah, I feel
while you
that.
burn, you can
Yeah.
always check us out and listen to us for a whole other hour.
Yeah. There's a lot of negativity in this world right now, man, and the pandemic and everything. I'm sure a lot of people are stressed out. A lot of people are freaking out, but if you freak out, you start freaking out on other people, that shit ain't gonna help. So this is the perfect time to just, watch some shows, play some games with your homies, and just fucking take it down a notch. Yeah, hey, let's do our podcast. What the fuck
Watch a
else do you have better
podcast.
to do?
Hidden Hueco Academy, subscribe. Anywho, all right. Okay, that about does it here, you guys. This has been the HHA on episode 7, and we will catch y'all later. Deuces.